Then don't miss today's video, where we will dive into 10 powerful Stoic quotes that can revolutionize your worldview and elevate your life to another level. Don't miss out, a transformative change is coming. Stay tuned. Welcome to our channel. If you are looking for timeless teachings to improve your life, you have come to the right place. Today, we invite you to immerse yourself in the teachings of Stoicism, a philosophy that has stood the test of time. Together, we will explore 10 Stoic phrases that have the power to transform your perspective and propel you on your journey towards a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Don't miss this opportunity to enrich your mind and life with the ancient wisdom of Stoicism. What does not depend on us is not under our control. It is common to worry about things that are not in our hands, but is that really necessary? We must remember that we cannot control everything, and that this should not be a source of anguish and anxiety in our lives. Instead, we should focus on directing our energies towards what we can actually influence and transform. There is no point in wasting our energy on things that do not depend on us, as this only takes us away from serenity and fulfillment. Often, the key to happiness lies in accepting things as they are and focusing on what we can change. This does not mean being passive, but rather using our mental and emotional resources to build a more balanced and satisfying life. Therefore, remember, the real power lies in knowing how to distinguish between what we can control and what we should accept with serenity. Focus on what is under your control and let the rest flow. In this way, you will be able to live a lighter and more harmonious life. After all, what matters is building a full and happy life. Happiness is an inner good. True happiness is not an external good that can be found in material achievements or fleeting moments. On the contrary, it is a state of mind that must be cultivated internally. This is the main lesson of Stoic philosophy, which invites us to dive into our own being to find authentic joy and satisfaction. The process of searching for true happiness begins with us. It is necessary to develop a resilient mentality that is independent of external circumstances, as they are always unpredictable and uncontrollable. When we understand that the source of our happiness is within us, we make it possible to build a solid foundation for lasting joy, even in the face of life's inevitable challenges. Therefore, do not fall into the illusion that happiness lies in external things or in passing moments. Instead, dive deep within yourself and find the true meaning of happiness. After all, it is an inner treasure that can only be discovered by those who are willing to delve deep within themselves. Do not waste time looking for happiness outside. Look inside yourself and find the true joy that lies there. Accept what you cannot change, change what you cannot accept. The struggle for happiness leads us to a great understanding, to learn to accept with tranquility what we cannot change and, at the same time, strive to change what is within our reach. In this Stoic concept, we are challenged to find the balance between passive acceptance and determined action. Having the humility to recognize what we cannot change, combined with the courage to transform what is within our reach, is a powerful journey towards authenticity and control of our own lives. In the process of acceptance, it is essential to understand that we cannot always control everything around us. There are situations and circumstances that are simply beyond our control. And it is exactly in these moments that we need to develop the ability to accept things as they are, without fighting against the inevitable. This does not mean that we should surrender or resign ourselves to conditions that make us unhappy, but rather accept that there are things that we simply cannot change. At the same time, we need to have the determination to act on what we can change. This means recognizing that we have the power to choose how we deal with situations and how we can influence our own destiny. We are not mere passive spectators of life, but rather active actors who can create our own reality. Accepting what we cannot change and changing what we cannot accept is an art that allows us to live with more serenity and happiness. It is not an easy task, but it is a skill that can be developed with practice and determination. When we are able to find this balance between acceptance and action, we become more authentic and masters of our own lives. Therefore, always remember that, even in the face of life's uncertainties and adversities, you have the power to accept and change what is important for your well-being and happiness. Do not forget that you are the protagonist of your story and you can choose how to write it. Accept what you cannot change and change what you cannot accept, and thus you will find True freedom is wanting only what depends on us. According to Stoic wisdom, we achieve this full freedom by only desiring what is within our control. In other words, our autonomy lies in consciously choosing what we can influence, freeing ourselves from external expectations and uncontrollable circumstances. True inner freedom does not depend on external factors, but rather on a deep understanding of ourselves and our own choices. When we only strive for what is in our hands, we do not become attached to the will of others or to external conditions, becoming free to follow an authentic and purposeful path. It is important to remember that freedom is not about doing what we want, but rather about wanting only what depends on us. This teaches us to accept what we cannot change and to focus on improving what is within our reach. Therefore, true freedom is not about controlling everything around us, but rather about controlling our own actions and thoughts. Live in accordance with nature. Stoic philosophy invites us to synchronize our lives with the natural patterns around us. In this approach, we are encouraged to recognize the connection between our existence and the universe, and to cultivate a symbiotic relationship with the environment. By following this path, we can find true happiness by living in tune with the natural rhythms. Explore this idea and discover how living in accordance with nature can bring us peace and fulfillment in our lives. Let's learn together how to find balance and well-being through a deeper connection with the environment that surrounds us. What is not useful is harmful. In times when society values excess and unbridled consumerism, Stoic guidance shows us that discerning between what is useful and what is harmful is an essential skill for living a full and wise life. In this search for wisdom, we are challenged to constantly question our choices, relationships, and aspirations, evaluating whether they are really helping us to grow and achieve our goals, or if they are taking us away from the path to happiness. Adopting a critical perspective allows us to eliminate the superfluous and embrace only that which is truly beneficial to us. This attitude helps us to avoid pitfalls, such as consumerism and the pursuit of status, which are just distractions that prevent us from reaching our full potential. Stoic philosophy invites us to live simply, without letting ourselves be carried away by the pressure of society and the illusion that happiness lies in acquiring more and more material goods. Instead, we are encouraged to seek a life with purpose, where simplicity is the key to freedom and fulfillment. By adopting this mindset, we are able to see what really matters in our lives and focus on what makes us grow and become better people. It is not about giving up all comforts or pleasures, but rather about prioritizing what is essential and healthy for us. In a world where we are constantly bombarded with stimuli and temptations, Stoic wisdom is a valuable guide to staying true to ourselves and our goals. Through it, we can find a balance between what is useful and what is harmful in our lives, and thus, walk towards a more full and meaningful existence. We are not disturbed by things, but by our view of them. Have you ever stopped to reflect on how things affect us? According to Stoic thought, we are not disturbed by the circumstances themselves, but rather by our interpretation of them. This means that we have the power to control our feelings and emotions in the face of the situations we face. Instead of being victims of circumstances, we can choose how to see them and thus change our reaction to them. This perspective encourages us to question the way we see the world and to develop a resilient mind. With this, we can face challenges with more clarity and balance, promoting a journey of inner peace and self-transformation. Adversity is our friend. Adversity is often seen as an enemy to be overcome. However, Stoic philosophy teaches us a different perspective. Adversity can be our ally. This reveals the intrinsic wisdom of this ancient philosophy. Instead of fearing challenges, we are invited to see them as opportunities for growth and strengthening. After all, it is in difficulty that we find the strength to overcome it and become more resilient. By embracing adversity, not as an obstacle to be avoided, but as a teacher who is trying to teach us a lesson, we discover a new way of dealing with problems. Instead of feeling defeated, we learn to use them as drivers for our personal development. In an increasingly frenetic and challenging world, the wisdom of Stoic philosophy can be a refuge for those seeking a full and meaningful life. By transforming difficult times into opportunities for growth, we become stronger and more capable of facing the adversities that come our way. Therefore, may we see adversity as our ally, and not as an enemy. May we learn from it and become more resilient people, ready to face life's challenges with wisdom and courage. The best revenge is to be different from your adversary. The true act of revenge is to be different from your. Life is short, knowledge is eternal. In Stoic philosophy, the idea that life is ephemeral and fleeting takes on a profound meaning. Faced with this reality, we are led to question the importance of knowledge and its relationship with eternity. According to the Stoics, the brevity of our time here contrasts with the possibility of achieving perennial knowledge, which transcends temporal limits. Understanding this duality invites us to constantly seek wisdom, valuing each moment of our existence as an opportunity for learning. From this perspective, life becomes a journey in search of knowledge, which connects us with eternity. Every moment can be used to acquire new skills, broaden our understanding of the world and ourselves, and leave a lasting legacy. The pursuit of knowledge then becomes a way to transcend the fleetingness of life. It is an invitation to build a bridge to eternity, enriching our journey and leaving a positive impact on the world. Therefore, challenge yourself to value each moment, dedicating yourself to learning and building a connection with the eternal through knowledge. Life may be short, but your potential to achieve wisdom is infinite. After diving together into 10 powerful Stoic phrases, it is time to share our discoveries. Which one was a real awakening for you? Leave us a comment below and join our community to receive even more wisdom and inspiration for a purposeful life. Don't waste any more time, subscribe now and strengthen your journey towards fulfillment. Thank you very much for joining us on this journey of Stoic learning and reflection. See you soon, and never forget, the search for wisdom is an endless journey.